I hope I'm audible this time around. Guys, you would not believe, you are not going to believe why I started late. Let alone that it was a very hectic day. Um, just before I started at 7 o'clock, right? I realized that like it's so quiet in here. And there is a fly that is all over the studio and it keeps coming past my camera and everything. And I'm not gonna reveal the name. I just did uh, the Lord's work. I just did the Lord's work. I couldn't start because this damn thing is buzzing around and even coming across the camera and stuff. Can you imagine how terrible a podcast episode we would have with such? Thank to that friend over there that actually helped me out. And that is the honest truth. That's exactly what happened. A fly buzzing all over, messing up with the second season, episode 25 of the Slyso TV podcast. Welcome to it. It's going to be a very short one. It's going to be more newsy than anything. And I'm sure you picked up if you are on Facebook watching us live or if you are on our YouTube channel, okay, which is the Slicer TV podcast. That's all you need to do. You just need to go there and check out what's going on. And I'm not going to waste your time, guys. There's just been so much that's been happening, but we're going to pay particular attention to a man who says, I'm back in SA and have receipts. This is none other than this gent over here. It's none other than this gent over here. Yeah, that's the headline. That's what he says. Paul O'Sullivan says, I'm coming for y'all. I got receipts for everybody. I'm gonna put the story up in the ticker so you can read for yourself. And obviously, I'll just tell you a little bit about it. They say that forensic investigator Paul O'Sullivan has told IOL, which is our source. Thank you, IOL.co.za, that he has landed in South Africa from London after returning earlier than planned to testify in person on Tuesday, tomorrow, at the Madlanga. No, he's going to Parliament. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting with all those political parties and everything else that's been said about Paul O'Sullivan, the evidence that's been, or accusations that have been leveled against him. That's going to be a very interesting one. I'll put that one in the ticker for you, so that you can even read like later on what on earth is going on. He says that, yeah. I know that there have been speculations that I'm running away, blah, blah, blah. Kwacha kwacima kwavuta. Uthi ndibuyile. Uthi I'm coming with receipts. What I've been fighting the crime for over 30 years. I think something like 32, 38 years. And I've got receipts. I'm going to be coming with evidence. So it's going to be a very interesting one. The ad hoc committee in Parliament tomorrow. Say O'Sullivan says, I am here. You will remember that there's the lady who was for the longest time the whistleblower who says that, like, I've never met O'Sullivan. But apparently, well, he took some of the stuff and probably corroborated or went and dug deeper as far as that is concerned. So it's going to be very interesting, all the stuff that's going to come out there tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a very interesting one. And we're going to move fast. I told you it's going to be a very short episode. It's just keeping you guys abreast with what is happening in the world and specifically in the country. We're not going to go and talk about Trevor Noah hitting back at Donald Trump after Donald Trump and all of that. I don't know who this Trevor is. I don't know this Trevor. He's probably a non-significant person. I think the Grammy Awards was such a sham having him as the MC. I don't even know him. I was not on Jeffrey Epstein's island. He got it wrong there. Well, release the files, brother. Release the files. Yeah, so that's what's happening elsewhere around that, and we are not going to be paying attention to that. We're just going to move on to another very interesting story, ladies and gents. This particular one, DJ Warras killing. They say that the defense signals possible plea from the alleged gunman This is the guy who's originally from Mozambique. Apparently, a whole lot of evidence was found. He was sporting dreadlocks, and the dreadlocks were found where he was residing, along with the bag that allegedly had the murder weapon and all of this stuff. And it turns out when they processing this guy, his identity document is not from South Africa, is from Mozambique. So, which means that he is in the country illegally, allegedly. And also, there was a bit of delay in terms of the story the proceeding or the case proceeding, because they had to check where he gave the address. It turned out to be a shacks, and they went to this particular one where he says he lives, and there was no one there, so which made it difficult for him to get bail. And is also asking a whole lot of other stuff as well, like he doesn't want to return to where he was, where he's incarcerated, held at the moment, saying that there's a friend of his who was killed there. He's pleading he doesn't want to be sent there, and all of this thing. This is the alleged killer of DJ Warras. And a very interesting one coming from his defense. He says that a dude might enter a plea. What I've done is I've put it up in the ticker, so that we learn, we inform you, we teach each other, we learn from each other, and we entertain each other, and all of these things on this podcast. So I went and was like, okay, what's a plea? Huh? Heard about plea bargains and all of this stuff when I watch TV. I'm now legal. So yeah, there it is. Okay. You get to understand the plea. I think it's an arrangement that the defendant enters into, whether he's going to plead guilty or not guilty, or try to strike a deal, with the prosecutors. So there it is. Yeah. So now we know what a plea is. So that's what that they said. And I think in this particular one, that plea is going to be him pleading guilty, probably hoping for lesser years, if he gets incarcerated. Yeah, so there's that one. And moving right along, I told you it's going to be a very a short one. And by the way, if you don't know, this is who we're talking about, DJ Warras, man. May his soul rest in peace. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the country. There's another guy in Brakpan, killed himself. He was fingered along with 12 other people for the Brakpan murder of a guy. Remember, I think it was the one who got dumped. That's a very interesting one. So that's just one of those. A lot of people are saying, like, yeah, he was running away from the fact that, like, he was probably going to be caught out. Some people say, yeah, he's responsible for the murder of Witness D and all of this stuff, all kinds of speculations. But he decided to take his life after alleging that people tried to kill him earlier on. So this whole thing of the Madlanga Commission, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, and all of these murders in South Africa. And as we move on, guys, I told you I'm not gonna keep your Monday all tied up. I'm all by myself. Remember, if you did not know, my team joins me on the first the Monday of the month and the third Monday of the month. So I don't have them this Monday. We will have them next week, Monday. So yeah, for your mental health and your entrepreneurship features, and for your movie reviews, that will be next week. This time around, it's just a rundown as far as yeah, what do they call it? News are concerned. Okay, that's where we're spending a lot more of our time today. And by the way, it's the 9th today, the 9th of February, the 9th of the month of love. So there's a lot happening. I wonder what you have in store. Like, maybe you can put it in the comments. Do you have anything special? Do you even celebrate Valentine's Day? Right? What does it mean to you? It's very big. It's a boom for retailers out there, whether you're selling flowers and gifts, and people now no longer are interested. I'm a card. Remember back in the day, we would have cards. Oh, baby, to the love of my life, may you please be my Valentine's and all of that. You remember those? Do you? If you still do, hey. And by the way, a very quick one, I have to say, happy birthday to SBJ, Sbongle James, and crazy enough, relative of hers, yeah, man, my day one, Uxabisa, the Queen, happy belated. It was yesterday. So to everybody celebrating their birthday on this month, which is my month of birth, happy birthday to you. Happy belated, happy birthday. Happy future birthday. Do you say that? Or happy birthday in advance? Yeah, that's the word. Moving right along, man. Another story, very interesting. This I picked up. A lot of people are on about this thing. Azola, Mevana, I see you, my brother. Goska Kulu for joining us. Please do in the comments on Facebook or on YouTube, if you're watching, also tell us where you are watching from as well. Please do subscribe, and especially on our TikTok page, because we want to get to where to numbers where we can actually broadcast the podcast on TikTok as well. We want to be everywhere. Hallelujah. Can I get an amen? That's what's up. So we'll move along. Azola, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much for linking up with us. Now, everybody has been going on about this thing, guys. I saw, like, first of all, let me take a sip of my. Yeah, I'm using a wine glass. I feel like the kind of day that I had, yeah, wine would have served me, but it's not that kind of party. So I just, wine glass to sort of like give me that, mind twist about it. Mm. What were we talking about? We were talking about us getting into AI, the fourth industrial revolution. And, started with the videos, people falling and all of this stuff. And people are able to change how they look. Okay. Like for me, I don't know. For some people on Facebook, it's fun on social media platforms to airbrush yourself or put filters and all of these things. What are your thoughts? Because I've come across profiles zabantu apho ubonayo into yobana umntu ubona into yobana umntu userious une-pictures 12 that are created by technology. And people even say, "Oh, you look nice, Chomi. You look hot, baby." And I'm like, that's not the real person. Une-acne lo mntu ngathi ndiye. I'm kidding, guys. But anyway, where I'm trying to get at is this story, very interesting one. I'm gonna put it up in there. And Bugele and Mamele Usekayelicha, yeah, that is Azola. Sharp Azo, Mdagamevana. Thank you so much. So also, please, if you are watching, let's send a shout out to you wherever you are watching. So okay, cool. Few are coming in. Jogo uyayihleka kwayena. Yakula yazi wena ezitsho. Where's the emoji going, Brian? Okay, udonsa ukhona. Naye uthi ndinawe mhlekazi kwelikapa from ecofa imvaba kumabele ntombi phanga kwarhadebe uthi ndizokhomenta emva kwemizuzu elishumi ngoba ndisandojoyina. Nkosi kakhulu mabhoti, sawulindela loo comment yakho. Ninzi into eziqhubekayo elizweni. Khona namanani endisanda zakhe ndikukhangelele nelabali lamanani lamagama atshintshiweyo edolophu zalapha eMzantsi Afrika. Khona ilist sele eappruviwe okanye a-approviweyo, so we'll go through a few of those as well. Nkosi kakhulu Donsa. Yeah, imboza yakwaSilolo. Yeah, sikhangele into yobana ngubani omnye. Well, let's just hold on. I want to get to this story, guys. Le nto inekumdla, right? Why joining the ChatGPT Caricature trend could be riskier than you realize. Now, what I've learned with this thing, because I always interrogate what's going on with this thing. So in the when we are with ChatGPT, you have to sign up, okay? And when you sign up, you are giving them information, right? That's number one. Okay, the story is here. You're gonna read it a little bit later on as well. Ubanika information yakho, ubaxelela ngeprofession yakho, ubaxelela zonke izinto abazidingayo so that create le video ifana nalena. Abaninzi abantu abayenza. It looks nice. It looks it's almost like it's almost like a technology GPT AI profile of yourself and what you do in a very fun way. So it's a very interesting one. So, but my thing with it, it's this information. This is why they say it could be harmful for you, because what you are doing is you are giving, excuse me, you are giving ChatGPT your information about who you are. You are giving them a picture yako, because you have to load a picture yako yokwenyani so that they can create le nto ngathi nginodolbhobhu ilapha. You are giving them all of this information, and batsho ke ku-T's and C's zabo when you're signing up into yokubana, no, we are not going to send or take this information siyinike third parties, blah blah blah, and all of that. But now we all know in Dokbana with these platforms, no, we're not going to give your details to a third party. Kuni utukhangela ufika uyafonelwa ngabantu ban sithengisela into ethile okanye kuthini, because you've given this information. And there's also a risk in Dokbana, no, people profile also guys like, yeah, but when you level, they're going to profile you, where you work, who you are, blah blah blah, all of this information that people can take and use against you. So be careful when you sign up with these things. Okay, that's the story that I picked up, and like, it's not as rosy as you probably thought. And we get to our last story of the evening. Very interesting fire stuff. It's fire stuff, eh? It's fire stuff. This is another interesting story. DJ Sbu and TK implicated at Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. I think was like, what? And yeah, it was on X kakhulu, yazazi into zakwa-X ke abantu baphayana banesibindi. Oh, yile nto kule veki pheleyo ku-breakfast show yakhe ebesithi yena ucela into yobana makangakhomenti kwizinto ze-Madlanga Commission, blah blah blah, and ntoni, because they are fingered, okay, in some project as abantu who benefited. Okay, you must remember Kokigweta Ebelipa Madlanga Commission today, and that is the man over there. Okay, Okemi Behari. Okay, saying that he's done all the. In fact, let me put the story up for you guys to read. Yeah, so that you can read for yourself a little bit later on. I'll put it in the tickers, so that it's a very interesting one, man. That's a very, yeah, there it is. There it is. It's at the bottom there on the tickers. So there's actually, let me play you the video. There's a video as well that sort of like alludes to here we go.
Going through to the SIU report, we struggled with evidence because none of the witnesses from the city were forthcoming. And just when I said no, but we have to get Niza's brother, TK Niza, I'm sure he's in the provincial legislature, or he was there. He's the one that's been putting the pressure on to say that no. And I said to my HOD at the time, the only people we can call now is TK Niza and Sbu TK, because they're the ones who the evidence is pointing out benefited from this entire thing. The next time I'm here, my HOD pulls me out, he says, no, we settled the matter. So these are the things that I'm now facing a backlash. I mean, business ventures, expropriation without compensation. That matter is of interest throughout the country. I looked at the matter, how do we buy property, or expropriate property, when there's a wetland on the property? Then I was called behind to say, no, but you're not working with us.
Yeah, but you are not working with us. Okay, there was some deal. It's there. I told you I'm gonna put it in the ticker, in the tickers there at the bottom, so that you can read the whole story. But if you're gonna go on social media platforms, and especially X, call it Twitter, it's changed since Elon Musk bought it. Yeah. So very interesting. Okay. Because now it's like this guy, Mr. Behari Lona, said in Dokbana, hey, we can't do this deal. We need to call the SIU to come and investigate this thing. And it was called by a head of department. Yeah, and I was like, hey man, don't worry about that. Okay, I'm gonna look into it. Came back again and say, hey, but we can't, do this thing because it's not proper. And you'll remember in the very same municipality, there is a is our relative, and apparently this whole thing was squashed because the HOD came back to him and said, like, don't worry about that thing. You remember that thing that you were worried about? It's sorted. Yeah, so now he's in the pen, and he's saying, well, that's what he did, and these are the people that need to be called. So speculations, and all kinds of stuff that people are putting out on social media platforms. That is how short our episode is going to be. Okay, but I really am interested in your comments. And Biko naye ukhona. All right, one of the I think he messages, this is for my coolest DJ Khutmane yam ndinawe awuthi ba uphi though mntakabiko AJB ukukai ndati. Well, guys, that is going to be our episode, just bringing stories for you that of interest in terms of what has been happening. It's Mr. O'Sullivan going to the ad hoc committee in Parliament tomorrow. It's the DJ Warras. The guy is obviously not from here. His ID revealed that could not be given bail because they couldn't verify his address, because your address, the reliability, and so he could not be given bail. But now he's asking to be switched to another prison, holding prison, and not be taken to the Wanagoyo because Chomyake khona mntu umaziyo abuleweyo, and naye uyoyika intobana mhlawumbi ke singamwela. But eyona nto iphambili ebekwayo kwesa story into yokubana ubhuti uthi ingathi uzawu negotiator kwakunye nestate in terms of his case apho isithi ke against, well, ingathi ndizawuvuma into yokubana ndiyenzile le nto kwatsha kwacima kwathini, and abantu abaninzi ke bayenza loo nto leyo kuba ezazi into yokubana ufuna into yokubana agwetywe kancinci. So yeah, very interesting stuff. And also, very quickly, I didn't even have time to put it up, that story, those news about ukuchinjwa kwamagama. So nanga magama ekuthiwa approve publication of official geographical names Mpuma Koloni. Now, Robert Sobukwe, Eastern Cape, uzukhumbula into yobana yiRafrinet leyo kuthiwa ke ngoku izakwaziwa njenge-Robert Sobukwe. Okay, yeah, kwi-Dr. Bayes Node, local municipalities, Sarah Bartman, district, idolophu, okay, yonke izawuyeka ukuthi ndiyiRafrinet ngoku. Reggie, uzawuthi uya e-Robert Sobukwe bhuti xa ugoduka. Kwalapha e-Eastern Cape, kwapha nantsika Dr. Bayes Node, local municipality, Bishop Limba, bazawukutshintsha igama le-Adendorp. Okay, ke ndayilandela kancinci ke le nto ye-Adendorp. Adendorp apparently was the name of an area, like akho bantu baninzi bahlala khona, inamafama, and Adendorp was umfama waphayana, and because I think it was popular and working with the community, blah blah blah, and all of this stuff, so they called it Adendorp ngegama lakhe. And now people were up in arms basically, well, kotheni izawulandikwa, izawutshintshwa, blah blah blah, kwatsha kwacima. Yeah, enye elandelayo Kamdibu, yeah, i-Aberdeen nayo izawutshintshwa sePayes Node. Onke la magama ngaphandle kwele here seyitshintshiwe. Hello bantu baseGombo, kuGombo City. It's like kutshintshwe ilantika yenu, kutshintshwe i-airport eKing Phalo. Kuyayiwa ngoku, kuyatshintshwa ngoku. Uzawuthi uya eGombo City. KuGombo City ngowaphi nona kwakuGombo City? Nencanyo lo ibantu baseMonti. Yeah, no, ndiye eGombo City. Very interesting. But ke ngamagama a-approviweyo lawo azawutshintshwa edolophu kanye well idolophana ezincinci zase-Eastern Cape. So yeah, magoduka xa nigoduka nithi make sure into yobana niwabiza kakuhle amagama yenu. Ngoba nomnye khona omnye ndifumana umyalezo wakhe uSiko uvulile khona Slyso uthi ndikhona kuCentane kwaFeni eBonyoti village. Cheers my brother, kosi kakhulu ngento yobana uzoconnecta kwakunye nathi. Kwi-comments guys, uyakwazi into yobana mhlawumbi ubuya ufuna ucebisa izinto esingathetha ngazo kuba sijongene kwakunye iindaba ke njengoba besikuphathela, siphinde sijongane kwakunye nezinto ezinokwenza ne-mental health yethu kwakunye ne-resident queen yethu uThobeka uThobeka kaMsengana, who is a qualified counseling psychologist. So if unento mhlawumbi ongayiqondiyo about mental health, you're going through something ufuna sincokole ngayo, please make sure that uyibhala napha kwi-comments zethu kanye uyingangena naku-inbox u-inbox bangaba mhlawumbi ufuna ukuyitipha esidlangalaleni kwenzela uba thina senze research size kwakunye mhlawumbi nabo bantu bachaphazelekayo kanye mhlawumbi ke sincokole ngaloo topic ufuna sincokole ngayo. Kanti ke nakwi-entrepreneurship kwakunye noBilly, Billy is responsible for incubation over 100 and don't incubators being these small businesses eziqalwayo zinikwe support and all of these things. So he's the best person to talk to ngezinto ezinokwenza kwakunye neshishini lakho elincinci kanye your entrepreneurship business. So make sure that you join us next week. The whole team is going to be here. We also entertain you. Abo uzawube khona naye next week esiphathela i-movie review. Very interesting into yobana yiphi nasabe siyijongile kule veki izayo ngoMvulo. Nkosi kakhulu guys, have a beautiful week ahead. All right, let's have a beautiful week. Let's go out there because sileqa amaphupha ethu. You know, bangabe ubaleka okunye kuqalile usiya ngapha mhlawumbe bisisikolo applications okanye sispan applications, take a moment to breathe so that you don't burn out ukwenzela into yobana xa uphumla you know into yobana like nee-ideas zakho ziphinde nazo uqonda into yobana oh lena bendiyijonga olu hlobo ndiqonda uba iyandixaka. Now that I've taken a breather, please work out. Enye yezinto ezibalulekileyo nam ndinengxaki bumkhaba ungakanani. Let's work out. Impilo is very important. We only have this body. Asifani nemoto azikwathi masihambe siwutshintsha. Change fender mfethu zabuya grant. Nah, it doesn't work that way. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a wonderful one. And also to Osiko Vulile Jackson Biko nkosi kakhulu ngecomment yakho. Donsa imboza yakwasilolo nkosi kakhulu mabhuti kanti ke biqalwe ngo-Azola Aizo Nevana kwi-comments. So yeah, see you next week. Yeah, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Yeah, I couldn't. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a wonderful one. Short and sweet. Until next week. Slyso, signing off.